guys, this is A-Bomb, and this is the free-to-play deck on how to beat Noth the Plaguebringer. Basically, the deck is a freeze mage. And we're going to be going face a lot more than usual. So we have our arcane missiles just for 1 mana, deal 3 damage. Frostbolt for more damage, also pair that with Ice Lance is really nice. Kobold Geomancer is useful for the late game with these cheap spells. To deal more damage, and for the late game when we're using our flame strikes to clear the board in those pesky 5/5s instead of having to ping them one by one. Kobold Geomancer isn't that good with Fireball. It can be used with Cone of Cold, but it's really good with Flame Strike and the cheap spells. Sorcerer's Apprentice is really just a combo card. A lot of these cards don't use too much purpose in the deck, but it's there in the late game to do all these spells all at once. Jungle Panther is sort of like a charge card, except you can pair it with other cards such as Flame Strike on the same turn, even when it's before turn 10. And you can just deal more damage to the face, and it does more damage than a Wolf Rider, which is nice. Frost Nova, typical Freeze Mage card. Ice Barrier, again, typical Freeze Mage card. Cone of Cold, again, typical Freeze Mage card. Pretty much just slow down your opponent. Polymorph for the big cards in the late game. Boulder Fist, Ogre, Frost Elemental, maexxna. These cards, you don't really need them to win. They're kind of here for the late game. They don't die, so you don't summon 5/5s for your opponent, which is nice. And Reckless Rocketeer is just more face damage in the late game. So, I'll show you how it's done. Alright, here we are at the mulligan screen. As I said before, I really want that cheap, powerful damage in the early game. So I'm going to get rid of Reckless Rocketeer and Frost Nova, because Frost Nova is more when it gets out of control. And so, Sorcerer Apprentice isn't something I want to see this early, nor is Frost Elemental. Frost Nova is okay. And I really want to save the Frost Bolts for when I have an Ice Lance to go with them. Okay, so that is definitely not the card I want to see on turn 2. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's certainly going to slow down my chargers for the later. And now, wow, I've never seen this opener. So here, I guess, it's like the one case where you actually don't want to go face and just take care of the board for once. It's not very complicated. Normally you want all that extra damage, especially late game when you're trying to deal with the ice blocks that he's going to be putting up. So this is obviously duplicate, and I'm fine with giving him this card. Oh, it's not duplicate. Okay. That's the first time it's not been duplicate. So I'm still learning this guy. His plays aren't obvious all the time. I'm going to play Ice Barrier here, because it doesn't matter when I play it, as long as it gives me the 8 armor, I'm A-okay. Spectral Knight seems like a scary card because I can't target it, but really it's just 4 damage, and it'll probably go away at some point with all my freeze cards, especially like Cone of Cold. Right here I'm just going to play maexxna. It has no risk of dying. It's going to control the board. Hopefully he doesn't play too many Speak of the Devil, Death Rattle cards. Here I have a pretty, at least I hope it's pretty obvious, Flame Strike. Actually, yeah, I'm going to Flame Strike here. Normally I would hold off with the Frost Nova, but because I have maexxna on the board, I'm just missing out on free damage that wants to go to the face. Okay, that's a really powerful card. Normally I would like him to use that when his board is full, but you can't always get what you want, so that's too bad. Okay, so this card is pretty useful late game for helping deal with his other 5/5. So I'm gonna play Frost Elemental there. Really, the goal there is just to slow him down, and I'm saving the Sorcerer's Apprentice Kobold and Frost Nova for the late game combo wombo. You'll see. Alright, so here I think I have to Frost Nova. Actually, hold on. No, I'm gonna Cone of Cold. He's probably gonna counter it, which is unfortunate, but part of life. Follow it up with Frost Nova. Go more face. I've never seen him run Ice Barrier or Vaporize. So just keep that in mind, I guess. Alright. It is time that we have to deal with the board, obviously. So I'm trying to think what the most efficient way of doing this is. I'm not gonna Flame Strike, simply because all I have to do is get rid of this guy. So I think I can Kobold, Frostbolt. He's gonna counter it again. I have to use my other Frostbolt, which is a shame because I don't have the combo for next turn. Okay, duplicate. That's I don't worry about that very much because I have a 6-mana Flame Strike. It's a shame I can't combo with Ice Lance, but I have beaten Noth without Ice Lance or Frostbolt before, so I'm definitely not too scared. Alright, here, easy Cone of Cold, easy money, easy plays, and we're gonna go more face. So why am I playing Reckless Rocketeer instead of Boulderfist Ogre? First of all, if he plays the AoE board clear, I'm gonna be much happier that I had Reckless Rocketeer to deal with 5 damage, but over the course of the next 2 turns, Reckless Rocketeer is going to deal 10 damage, this is going to deal 6, over the course of the next 3, this is going to deal 15, and this is going to be deal 12, so it's really better to get my damage out now, and I'm not so concerned with having to clear the board. So, okay, that's the card I was not really going to care about. So, maybe I was wrong. Just maybe I was wrong. About Reckless Rocketeer. But that's unfortunate, and it's part of life. Oh my god, I probably messed that up. Yeah, I did. Wow, I probably should have thought of that. Alright, so I'm forced to Flame Strike here. Get rid of one of these guys. Send him into the face, and that's definitely Ice Block, so I'm gonna need more than just a little combo here. Right, Ice Barrier is something really nice to see at this point. So I'm playing Boulderfist so that if he wants to trade, he's going to have to trade his immediate board. He's not going to trade, which is good for me. So I can definitely trigger the Ice Block. But he is lethal. So that's a problem. So I'm going to have to deal with the board. And we're really crawling to the finish line here. But we sort of have to. Alright, so here's the problem. I have to... He's going to deal with my board. Okay, so that's nice. But I have to get around... I have to find something that gets me around... Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I have to trigger the Ice Block somehow. But I also have to stay alive. And I have just the mana to do it. So basically, I want to get him as low as possible, so that if something goes wrong next turn, all I have to do is ping him, right? And I wasn't going to use my Boulder Fist, because not only do I not, when I trade, I not only do not want to Alright. So I was about to be a little reckless Rocketeer, and trade into the Blood Knight, but the only option I have is trading right here, removing lethal from his board, and unless he has direct damage spell, we should be a-okay for the next turn, unless he top decks a ice block, which would be unfortunate, but part of the game, and I would just have to deal with it. So we're really hobbling to the finish line here, but keep in mind that we didn't get any arcane missiles, we didn't get any ice lances, we didn't get any polymorphs, but it was enough to win. So hopefully when you play this deck, you're going to get more damaging cards than I did. I was really hobbling to the finish line there. And as long as you control the board well, know when to use which free spells, know how to avoid the counter spell, because you do not want to get into a position where using a counter spell made you lose the game. So I hope that helped, and if it did, then I would appreciate you, I don't know, like the video or watch my other videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.